Hello and welcome to this informative video on using artificial intelligence and ChatGPT for your Etsy shop. Running an Etsy shop can be a lot of work, but with the right tools and resources, it can also be an incredibly fulfilling experience. In this video, we'll be discussing how ChatGPT, a cutting-edge AI language model developed by OpenAI, can help you streamline your content creation process and take your Etsy shop to the next level. From writing shop announcements to crafting product descriptions, ChatGPT is here to help. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn everything you need to know about using ChatGPT for your Etsy shop. This introduction was written by ChatGPT. Okay, so I hope you liked that introduction. I thought I would get a little bit creative because I've been using the ChatGPT tools and have just been wowed by them consistently. And if you are new to the channel, my name's Kate. I am the runner of the website Whutsy and the YouTube channel, and I have lots of great tutorials, practical advice for your Etsy shop, and I am just falling in love with AI tools, and that may sound a little nutty, and I agree with you, it is a little bit nutty, but I want to show you how to use it because you know what? If you don't know how to use it, you are going to be left behind, sadly, because this Pandora's box is open, and that is definitely the cliche of the day of 2023. This stuff is out there. It's not going to go away, and it's only going to get better. So getting in early and understanding, at the very least, how it works and how it can benefit you and your Etsy shop and any other parts of your website, online business. It's just good to know about and know it exists and know when is the right time to use it because it is a tool. So I'm going to go over the blog post I wrote, and I'm going to tell you right now, everything in this blog post was written using ChatGPT. I even included a disclaimer that this blog post was created by artificial intelligence. Now, did I say here I had ChatGPT write me the title of the blog post? I had it write every paragraph in this blog post with a minimal editing. I did add a few choice words here and there, and I did correct some punctuation errors, but I also used AI to correct a lot of the punctuation, which the tool I use for that is Grammarly, and that's been around a long time, but that is an AI tool. So ChatGPT is another layer of the AI tools. So if you are like, what are you talking about? If you have been under a rock and have no idea what I'm talking about, ChatGPT, it is a tool created by OpenAI where you can actually interact with a robot, essentially, through text, through a chat, and it will create content for you. It has no thoughts of or takes criticism. It will just write your content. And there's lots of interesting ways to use the tool for your Etsy shop. And currently, right now, as of February 5th, 2023, it is in open beta, meaning anyone can sign up for it for free and use it. Now, just keep in mind with that, if we go to the OpenAI site, openai.com, you'll see at the top is a banner that says introducing ChatGPT research release, and you just click try and sign up. But when we're talking about what a research release is, it means it's not perfect, obviously. I don't think this would ever be perfect. So you have to keep that in mind. And I'm going to discuss this in the blog post as well. Excuse me. ChatGPT is going to tell you in the blog post exactly the shortcomings, the benefits, and how it can be used. And then I'm going to add my, of course, personal opinion along with it so you can get a little bit more context into this blog post. But I'm just going to get into it, and you can check it out, test it for yourself. I'm telling you, this is a game changer. And I'm limiting to this particular blog post as to how you can use it and apply it in your Etsy shop. Of course, you can apply this in many places throughout your business, personal, and all kinds of life. And this is going to start to be applied to your life, whether you like it or not, increasingly over time. So again, this is why I think educating everybody about it as soon as possible, so you can at least understand what's happening. So the title that ChatGPT came up with for my blog post was Boost Your Etsy Shop's Productivity with AI Tool ChatGPT. Now, I added the phrase AI tool to this title because I didn't want to just assume that everyone knows what ChatGPT is and how to use it. And that was one of the shortcomings I came across while chatting with the bot. It assumed that you already understood how it worked and that that explanation didn't need to be had. So I had to push it a little bit in the prompts to get it to really drill down on the basics for someone like you that doesn't know the first thing about it, and that possibly this video is the first time you've even heard of this tool. And then it also wrote from the third person, so I wanted to change that perspective a little bit to the first person for the opening paragraph, so I did make those changes in this opening paragraph. As an Etsy shop owner, I'm always on the lookout for ways to improve my business and save time, which is true. And I want to add, because of an entrepreneur, solopreneur, single, lonely business owner running my Etsy shop. I don't have time. I want to find ways to save time. One tool that has can help achieve this goal is ChatGPT, a powerful language model developed by OpenAI. In this blog post, we'll explore how you can use ChatGPT to streamline your Etsy shop and boost productivity. And I'm telling you, go over to this blog post because I have everything in here. You don't have to be taking notes while watching this video. You can reference this blog post, bookmark it, and come back to it every time. Because I give you a ChatGPT, I keep saying I gave it to you. I didn't give you any of this. This is all ChatGPT. It wrote everything here. I did very little editing, and that's what I want you to understand. It's very good at writing content. I told it it's going to be for a blog post, and I explained what the blog post was about, and then I just got kinds of information. So how to use ChatGPT for your Etsy shop. ChatGPT can help you write engaging content for your Etsy shop, such as shop announcements, frequently asked questions, and the About section. This can improve the overall quality and tone of your shop's content, making it more appealing to customers, right? So if you're struggling with writing any of those things, and I'm not even saying just struggling to write content, trying to come up with ideas for content, ChatGPT is amazing at just like kind of brainstorming, throwing that proverbial spaghetti at the wall, see what comes out of it. Number 2, come up with new product ideas. ChatGPT can help you brainstorm new product ideas based on trending topics, customer feedback, and market research. This can give you a fresh perspective and keep your shop relevant and appealing to customers. So you can see here already the problem with the AI model. It tends to repeat itself, and I find this a lot. So appealing to customers. Even though this content was all created in one fell swoop, this particular section by ChatGPT, it had no issue with writing content that repeated itself. So this phrase appealing to customers repeats twice. Now, normally, if I was organically writing this myself, I would not do that because I want the content to sound fresh. I don't want it to sound repetitive. And one of the tips I have for writing with ChatGPT is if it spits out something like this and you see a lot of repeated phrases, I actually tell it to rewrite this without repeating phrases or try to avoid repeating phrases. And it usually does a pretty good job. But you do have to look out for that. This is, again, not a person. It is a computer. A computer sees no problem with repeating phrases if it can conveys the message it's trying to get across. It doesn't understand how necessarily a human would appreciate that. Seeing the same thing, we catch patterns. It's kind of annoying to us in writing. Number 3, generate product descriptions. ChatGPT can generate product descriptions for your items, allowing you to save time and improve the qualities of your listings. The descriptions can be personalized to match the tone of your brand and highlight the unique features of each item. And that's true. That's all true. I want to go back to point number 2, where it was the product ideas, because there was a couple of things in this paragraph that ChatGPT did not get right about itself. So you can see it's not 100% accurate. Trending topics, customer feedback, and market research. Unless you give it that information, it is not going to organically have that information. Now, you can give it that information. You can give it actually copy and paste the trends article from Etsy for it to learn about the latest trends. You can put in your customer testimonials, what people are saying about your products, and you can actually put in market research. But if you don't give ChatGPT that information, it's not going to be able to use it, because the information it has stops around 2021, and it's not pulling stuff from the internet as of this moment, so you have to keep that in mind. But again, you can give it this information, and then it can use that to inform its decisions or perform the information that it gives you back, that in thinking in a way that maybe you wouldn't have thought of, or it's just too much information for you to comprehend, or just make it quicker for you. Right? All right, now I'm going to go back to number 4, improve customer service. ChatGPT can assist you with customer service by providing quick and accurate answers to customer inquiries. This can help build trust with your customers, improve their overall experience in your shop. Okay, so again, it's not going to give you accurate answers to customer inquiries because it doesn't know the history of your shop unless you tell it. But I do like this idea of using the tool for answering those tricky questions. Say we get into an emotional state, which happens, and we go into our messages on Etsy and we get someone complaining or it's just giving you some sort of attitude that you're just like bothering you, and you don't want to react in that moment. That might be in a negative way. You could go into ChatGPT, add some context to the conversation, and ask for some advice on a reply that would be courteous and informational to the customer. And it'll remove that emotional factor that you might be having. So I haven't tried it for that, but I do like that idea of maybe getting some advice from a robot on how to answer customer service questions effectively and with not a lack of emotion, but removing some of the emotional baggage we might be carrying into the conversation. All right. So in this blog post, I also talk about, I keep saying I didn't write this again. I didn't write this post. ChatGPT wrote this post. How to get started using ChatGPT for an Etsy shop. Now, I had to push the chatbot quite a bit to get it to talk about it at the most basic level, because I'm trying to make this video for people who have never used it and are just wanting to maybe dabble, check it out, see what's going on, and get inspired for ideas on how to use it. Using it all the time to consume your life, no, that's not a good idea. But again, I had to push it a little bit, going back and forth in the conversation to get it to come out with the information that I thought made the most sense for this. But this is copy and pasted from that conversation. So let's see what it said. If you're an Etsy seller looking for a way to generate new product ideas or write compelling product descriptions, ChatGPT is here to help. ChatGPT is a cutting-edge AI language model developed by OpenAI that can understand and generate human-like text. To get started, simply sign up for an OpenAI account and access the chat feature on their website. On the OpenAI website, you'll see a banner at the top that says Try ChatGPT Research Release. Just click this banner and sign up and start a conversation with ChatGPT. To use ChatGPT for your Etsy shop, simply ask it questions or give it prompts related to your shop. All right, I'm going to pause here for a second and interject. So here's where we got into trouble a little bit with the conversation. I was trying to get ChatGPT to actually generate prompts for me that I could recommend to you to use, because who knows better what's going to give an effective answer than the app itself, than the robot. So I had to push it a little bit to get these really descriptive and effective prompts. That's a word I used, effective. And I think I got some really good information out of the chatbot that will be helpful for you to see. As quick as it is, it still can be a lengthy process to kind of fine tune like your voice and getting the correct response out of the chatbot. Because if you're too general, it will write something that's not relevant to you at all. And if you're too specific, it will just kind of spit out the facts you just gave it. So you have to kind of find that nuance. So, for example, you can ask it to generate product descriptions by saying, write a product description for a handmade ceramic mug, or describe a unique pair of earrings in a fun and playful tone. Now, I'm going to interject again and say these are still too broad. You're not going to get very specific descriptions, but you could start with this as a basis. If you are doing handmade ceramic mugs, then you can use this as a general template, maybe for your product description, and then you can make the changes into it for each listing, for example. You can also ask ChatGPT to come up with new product ideas by saying, generate ideas for new products to add to my Etsy shop, or what are some trending products for 2022 that I can add to my shop? Now, here's the problem. It doesn't have any context for you to generate ideas for your Etsy shop unless you tell it what your shop's about. Maybe you've had some previous conversations talking about your Etsy shop, because if it's all in the same thread on ChatGPT, it will remember and recall anything that you've posted previously in that conversation. So if you talk about your Etsy shop, get it informed about what you sell, what you're about, and everything like that, you can ask it questions like this and it will come up with specific ideas for your shop. But if you just open the chat bot and put in that question, you're not going to really get answers that are necessarily going to be beneficial to you unless you're starting from scratch. It's important to be specific and clear in your questions or prompts to get the best results from ChatGPT. You can also customize the responses you receive from ChatGPT by specifying the tone and style of the product descriptions or providing information on a specific product you want it to generate ideas on. However, while ChatGPT is a powerful tool, it is not a substitute for human judgment and creativity. It's always best to review and make final decisions on the content generated by ChatGPT yourself. Very true. I did a lot of copy and pasting for this blog post. I skimmed it. I didn't go through everything. So I'm going to notice things as we go through it together. But pushing it a little bit to be a little bit more specific into its flaws and benefits and things really got some good information. So the next topic I wanted to talk about with the bot was how to get the most out of ChatGPT by using effective prompts. Prompts are the conversation you're going to have with it. And you'll see how using an effective prompt, choosing the right wording, using descriptive words will get you the best results. So I have some amazing examples for all the type of content you can use or you can create using GPT to enhance your Etsy shop. So let's see what it came up with. To ensure that Etsy sellers get the most effective responses from ChatGPT, it's important to provide enough specific information to help ChatGPT understand what's needed. Here are some specific prompts to get you started creating content for your Etsy shop using AI. So I said, create some specific prompts, and it was kind of vague at first. I had to do this a few times and really push it to be specific because I'm like, I want to make sure we get the best results. So for the examples, I used shop announcements, that little at the top of your Etsy shop announcements. You want to update that every month or so, but sometimes you can't come up with something to put in there. Why not ask ChatGPT? One prompt is write an announcement for my Etsy shop about a new product line. The product line is handmade jewelry using sustainable materials. Of course, you may want to be more specific than that, but that's a great starting point for a prompt. Another one is create an exciting announcement for a sales event happening in my Etsy shop. The sale is for 20% off all products and lasts for a week starting on Monday. See, very specific. That's a fantastic prompt. Generate a catchy and attention-grabbing announcement for my Etsy shop's rebranding. The rebranding includes a new logo, new product offerings, and a new focus on eco-friendliness. So there's just some ideas, and you can put these in and get really great responses. Shop about section. This is a place where people struggle a lot, and I thought this is a fantastic way to use ChatGPT to help write your shop about section. This was kind of my idea and the chatbot's idea. I kind of fed it some of these sections that I know people struggle with writing content for. So this is another example. Some other ideas that I just thought of is for your image alt text. You could use ChatGPT to write your image alt text. That would be a great way to use it because you just got to come up with a lot of content fast, and you don't want to have it just repeating the same thing in each image. Think about that. That's a great little secret tip. I didn't even put that in this blog, or ChatGPT didn't put that in this blog post. So for the about section, write a brief description of my Etsy shop and what we offer. My Etsy shop sells handmade candles with natural scents and eco-friendly packaging. So you may want to be more specific as to what you do. You don't even have to write complete sentences. You could just put in facts about your shop, started in 2017, located in Wichita, Kansas, a husband and wife team, this kind of stuff. You could also say, create an About Us section for my Etsy shop that highlights our unique selling points. Our unique selling points are that we use only locally sourced materials and all of our candles are hand poured. So that's a great example. Another one is generate a heartfelt and personal story about why I started my Etsy shop. I started my Etsy shop because I wanted to create candles that not only smelled good, but also helped the environment. So we're telling ChatGPT to create a story about us, okay? And then we're giving them a few facts about us. So it's not just a fake story, fictional story, but you can have it create a story like this, and whatever facts are wrong, you can go in and change yourself. Number 3, you could use it for your frequently asked questions section. You could say, write a list of common questions customers ask about my Etsy shop. Questions include shipping times, return policy, and what type of wax is used in the candles. So you could give it like ideas of questions or topics that people often ask about, and then it will write you effective questions and answers to those questions. As long as you give it the information. It's more about a writing tool at this point, more than like coming up with information for you. It's just taking the information you know about your Etsy shop and your common questions your customers have, and just translating those thoughts and words into actual effective sentences that make sense and are clear and concise. Create a comprehensive facts section for my Etsy shop that covers all important topics. Topics include payment options, product care instructions, and how orders are processed. Another prompt would be generate answers to frequently asked questions about my Etsy shop shipping policy. The policy includes information on shipping times, shipping costs, and international shipping. Now, if you put that exact prompt into ChatGPT, it's going to give you very vague answers and non-specific. So again, you have to give it the answers to the questions. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be in formal sentences or anything. Just give it that information, and then it can transform it into a paragraph or a couple sentences that make sense and is clear. All right, and I thought about, well, what about the listings themselves? How can we use ChatGPT to create Etsy listings in a timely fashion? And I thought, okay, Etsy listing titles, that's going to be the tricky one. And I'd love to see what it comes up with. Write a compelling and attention-grabbing title for a new Etsy listing. The listing is for a lavender-scented candle with a unique and eye-catching design. So I didn't put these prompts in. You should put these prompts in and see what you get. And I am curious if it's any good. I would also tell ChatGPT how many characters are limited. I would also tell it how many characters it's truncated on the search page, and that's important, that the most important information is at the front of the listing. If you give ChatGPT the requirements that Etsy is looking for SEO and all that stuff, it will create it using that as a template for you and then do the rest. So I think that would be an interesting way to use it to create listing titles. You can also tell it to generate a list of 5 creative and memorable titles for a set of Etsy listings. The listings are for a variety of candles with different scents and designs. Of course, you'd want to tell ChatGPT what the scents are, what the designs are, the sizes of the containers, whatever, so that it can be specific as possible in that title. Then writing Etsy listing descriptions. This can be very helpful. I have lots of videos on my channel about writing listing descriptions. And I have talked about using AI to write them before, I believe, in one of my other videos. But this is a little different, where you can really go back and forth. It's like working with a writer and just being like, no, can you make these changes? I like this, but not that. Can you add this information? Think of it like that. You're actually working with someone who's writing it for you, and you can send them editing notes, free and clear of any judgment or emotion or critique. You just give them information and it takes care of it. Also, I thought maybe we could use it for tags. Write a list of relevant tags for a new Etsy listing. The listing is for a rose-scented candle made with beeswax. Now, of course, ChatGPT doesn't know what Etsy tags are really, and I would give it information about what Etsy tags are, maybe what it says in the handbook about from Etsy itself, what the tags are and how they're used, and see what it can come up with. New Etsy shop product ideas. Look, if you're stumped and you're kind of at a loss, what should I be making for holidays? Excuse me, new product line. Now, this note at the bottom, ChatGPT generated all this. Again, I did not write this. It's added. No, when asking for content, it's helpful to specify the type of product you sell in your Etsy shop. Yes, you want to give it specific information. So you can get more specific feedback back, and it's less editing for you in the end. Now, I talked a little bit earlier in the post about how I had to kind of go back and forth with the chatbot a little bit to kind of get it to where I wanted it. It had the information accurate. It didn't repeat content, and it made sense, and it was really specific to my needs. So I asked ChatGPT, what's the best way to respond with you to get the best responses for the Etsy shop? Okay, so let's see what it says. ChatGPT is an advanced language model developed by OpenAI that can generate text based on the prompts you provide. As an Etsy shop owner, you can use ChatGPT to write various types of content for your shop, such as shop announcements, product descriptions, and frequently asked questions. However, in order to get the best possible response from ChatGPT, it's important to review and edit the responses you receive. Very true. Did good with that. Now, how to refine ChatGPT responses for your Etsy shop. 1. Review the response. Read through the response from ChatGPT and make sure it accurately reflects the information you want it to convey. If the response is unclear or contains irrelevant information, you'll need to refine it. Edit the response. Once you reviewed the response, you can edit it as needed. This could include correcting grammar and spelling errors, removing irrelevant information, or adding specific details to your response. Now, it says to edit the response, meaning you take the response and make the changes. You can also tell the chatbot to rewrite the response with the following changes, and it'll make those changes. 3, refine the prompt. If the response from ChatGPT is not what you're expecting or doesn't contain the information you need, you may need to refine your prompt. This can include providing more specific information or clarifying what you're looking for. And then, I really went back and forth with ChatGPT on this section in particular. I said, hey, I want specific examples. I want to tell people who never used you before, be able to go in there and feel confident that they're headed in the right direction. So here is some actual specific examples that I asked it to include. Well, I didn't tell it what to include. I just said, hey, include some specific examples. For example, let's say you prompted ChatGPT with, write a shop announcement for my Etsy shop, and the response you received was, hello everyone, we're excited to announce the launch of our new Etsy shop. We hope you'll check it out and let us know what you think. To improve this response, you could add a little more detail like, we are launching a new line of handmade jewelry and want to share the news with our followers. This refined prompt will give ChatGPT more specific information to work with and will result in more accurate response. So there you go. So that gives you exactly in its own words, in the bot's own words, how to get a more refined, effective result. By following these steps, you could get the most accurate and effective responses from ChatGPT for your Etsy shop. Keep in mind that while ChatGPT is a powerful tool, it's important to review and edit the responses you receive to ensure they accurately reflect your shop and meet your needs. Very important. It's true. In conclusion, I said, hey, this blog post is fantastic. Write a conclusion, summarize the post. In conclusion, using ChatGPT as a tool for your Etsy shop can be an effective way to generate content for your shop. With its advanced language generation capabilities, ChatGPT can help you craft shop announcements, write descriptions and titles for your products, create frequently asked questions, and even come up with new product ideas. While it's important to keep in mind the limitations of AI-generated content, the tips and tricks provided in this post can help you refine and improve the information you receive from ChatGPT. Following the steps outlined in this post, you can use ChatGPT to streamline your content creation process and free up time to focus on other aspects of running your Etsy shop. Look, that was the conclusion it came up with for me for this post. I think that's a fantastic conclusion. Sure, there's a few things that I probably would change differently, but look, that came out of the box pretty good. And again, you can take a look at this blog post. It's linked in the description of the video below. Go check it out. Use some of the prompts that are examples in here. I have no affiliate link with them. This is free as of now. Anyone can use it. But again, this is going to be not free at some point in the future, I am sure. So take advantage of it. Learn how it works. Learn what's coming out of it. And then, also learning that will also help you be able to spot it in the future. So you can see who's using it. And I think in the future, it's going to be everybody. So don't be left behind. Check it out. See if you can use it. See if you can have it help you expand what you're doing, become more efficient, not replace everything you do. Absolutely add the humanity to it. But you can see it starts off at a pretty good place. And with a few tweaks and a few changes from your own brain added to this, I think it's a fantastic tool. So check it out and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Did you have you used it yet? Did you use it? Did you try some of the prompts below? Let me know what the response was. Were there some tweaks you made to those prompt examples that were more effective? And any other things that you've discovered trying to use it maybe to write Etsy listing titles or tags? So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic day and take it easy.